Congratulations on choosing an Agio fire table. After removing all protective materials and before beginning assembly, make sure you have all the parts and hardware listed in your assembly guide. Place base Z in its final position. There must be a minimum of 24 inches or 60.96 centimeters of clearance from the side of the tabletop to any combustible walls. Gather right panel, X, and lay it on its side as shown. Attach back panel, V, to right panel, X, using two 1/4 inch by 20 millimeter bolts, Q. Guide the bolts through the holes in the back panel and into the pre-drilled holes in the right panel and hand tighten 2 to 3 turns. Place the fire pit base connector bracket, Z, on its side on top of the right panel, X, as shown. Being careful to align the holes in the bracket with the pre-drilled holes in the right panel. Using 4 1/4 inch by 30 millimeter bolts, R, attach the bracket to the panel, only hand tightening 2 to 3 turns at this stage. Gather left panel, W, and place it on top of the fire pit connector bracket, Z, as shown, being careful to align the holes in the bracket with the pre-drilled holes in the left panel. Using 4 1/4 inch by 30 millimeter bolts, R, attach the bracket to the panel, only hand tightening 2 to 3 turns at this stage. Attach left panel W to back panel V by guiding 2 1/4 inch by 20 millimeter bolts, Q, through the holes in the back panel and into the pre-drilled holes in the left panel. Hand tighten the 2 bolts 2 to 3 turns. With the help of an assistant, turn the assembled base over to the upright position. Carefully inspect the alignment of all attached pieces and adjust if necessary. Using hex bolt driver S, tighten all the bolts, being careful not to over-tighten. The tabletop is secured to the base in 4 spots, and these areas need to be carefully aligned when placing the top onto the base. With the help of an assistant, place the tabletop onto the base and double-check that the threaded holes are lined up with the brackets on the base. Using 4 of the 1/4 inch by 20 millimeter bolts, P, these are the ones with the large washer. Slide the bolts through the brackets in the base and into the threaded holes in the tabletop. Securely tighten all 4 bolts with hex bolt driver S. Gather the burner pan protective ring, AA, and place it into the opening on the tabletop, being careful to align the holes in the ring with the pre-drilled holes on the burner assembly. Secure the ring in place with 2 M4 screws, O. Tightening each with cross-point screwdriver, T. Take the glass bead package, M, and pour the contents into the burner pan. The burner must be completely covered with glass beads to ensure it functions properly and safely. Remove any beads that are on top of the ignition well. Be sure to remove the sticker from the burner pan. If you intend to use the fire table with natural gas, it will need to be converted by your natural gas company or service company. Please consult your assembly guide for specific steps required for this conversion. If you are using the fire table with LP, propane gas, You will need to supply your own LP cylinder. The cylinder must have a capacity of 9 kilograms or 20 pounds, and it must be equipped with a Type 1 connector and an OPD, overfill protection device. Consult the assembly guide for specifications on the cylinder, and be sure you're following all safety guidelines. Slide the tank drawer out and place your LP tank in the drawer. Make sure the valve on the LP tank is turned all the way clockwise to the off or closed position. Attach the regulator to the LP tank by rotating the black connection clockwise until it's secure. The regulator hose must be pointing downward when it's connected. Open the tank valve fully and apply soapy water to the connections between the tank and the regulator, as well as the regulator and the hose. If you see bubbles in the soapy water, this indicates a leak. Close the tank valve and tighten all connections, then repeat the test until you see no bubbles. The tank tray has threaded knobs, G, which should now be tightened to keep the LP tank from shifting out of position. Be sure to not remove the plastic caps from the ends of these knobs. Let's turn our attention to the control panel. Make sure the control knob is in the off position. Then unscrew the push-button cap on the ignition module to allow access to the battery compartment. Insert AA alkaline battery K, being sure the negative end goes in first. Replace the push-button cap on the ignition module to secure the battery in place. Before attempting to light your Agio fire table, read your user manual thoroughly. Please exercise extreme caution around open flames, with special attention to young children and pets. To light the fire table, be sure the propane tank valve is all the way open. Then, on the control panel, press the control knob in and turn it to the on position. Note, to light the fire pit, the control knob must be turned to the on position and pressed in. If you press in the control knob, turn it to on, and let go before pressing the igniter button, the fire will not light. Press in the control knob and simultaneously press and hold the igniter button to light the burner. If the burner does not light, turn the control knob to the off position. Close the tank valve and check your installation guide for troubleshooting information. With the fire burning, adjust the flame by turning the control knob. To turn off the fire, simply turn the control knob to the off position and close the propane tank valve. Your fire table also comes with burner cover Y to protect the burner from the elements when not in use. Before putting the burner cover in place, be sure the fire table is off and the burner has completely cooled. Refer to your assembly instructions for important information on safety, as well as maintenance tips. That's it. All that's left to do is enjoy the outdoors with your stylish new fire table.